Welcome back to Unlabelled and Limitless, and to part 2 of our conversation on neurodivergence and mental health. If you joined us for part 1, you'll know we began unpacking the emotional and psychological experiences that come with living in a world that doesn't always understand how our brains work. Today, we're going deeper. This episode is really about what happens once the labels arrive, the grief and relief of finally having language for your experience, the identity shifts, the unlearning, and the long journey of beginning to trust yourself again after years of masking and pushing through. So if you've ever felt like you're still figuring yourself out, or if you're navigating your own late diagnosis journey, you're in the right place. Let's get into it.
I remember being in New York and we used to go around on the night, like 9, 10 o'clock in the evening.
Before I met Brian.
Yeah.
When I was a young, single, 20-odd-year-old that worked like night shifts and stuff.
Oh.
That's what we had to do. That's how we
But-
rolled 24-hour laundromat. Why
But
not?
that was a nice routine because it wasn't busy. I would go drop these off and do this.
I moved to South like 3 years ago, and when we first moved here, there was nothing in the house. We had a blow-up couch for a while. We had a closet for a washer, but we didn't have one. So we drive 30 minutes into town, sometimes 45 minutes to like the right one for that. And we would gather all our things, do it there, fold it, get all nice and whatever. But it was 30 to 40 minutes away. If we forgot the laundry liquid, we'd have to buy some, which is annoying because you just want to like. And then I think 2 years into it, we finally got a washing machine, and it's been so nice. But it also tells me I can do laundry whenever I want. I don't need to do it today. It's sort of like no table to fold anything, so everything's piles.
It forces you to actually do it. And it is quite therapeutic when you stand with the big tables, fold your stuff up, put it in piles, and then into the laundry bag that sits on your floor for 2 weeks. This morning, I got a vague memory of Brian asking where some stuff went. Should I put these in here? We definitely put one of the bags away because the dog discovered it and she goes in there now to get her daily supply of socks. Yeah, so laundry and ADHD Reddit as well is like full of ADHD laundry stories. And I love it on the days where somebody posts, I actually washed everything, dried it, folded it, and put it away. And everybody comes in and gives them like huge props for it. Yeah, you're achieving. Like the ADHD community online is excellent for that because everybody gets it. They get like how big of a deal it is sometimes to do just that one little like household. And they're like, you go, love it.
Yeah, it's only in my closet upstairs. It's a very strange design. It's like an 8 frame, and then it has like slanted walls, and then it's like this. It's super narrow and it's short. There's not a lot of room for dressers or proper hanging systems because everything just touches the floor. We had a better system, which we're working on. I'll have places for things. I need to figure out how to make space in the house so they don't pile up when I do laundry. The reason I don't even care to fold them or put them away is because there's really not a place to put them. From in my little basket, and I just this is the wrap for the week. I'll through and wear or whatever. At least it's clean. That works. But I don't have systems yet. This house is like a pile of non-systems because we're renovating it and we're making it what we want it to be. But it's like it's taking a lifetime. Okay, closet's not being prioritized. The outdoor kitchen is. All right, this works.
The struggle is real.
I know it needs to be done. I know how to pick up a hammer. I'm not really sure how to use it very well. And then I'm like, oh, I can do that. Easy. But
Just don't have fingers.
I don't know how to build buildings and whatever. There's plenty of YouTubes out there, but I don't know if I'm buying the right material. It's expensive. I don't want to mess up, so I don't start or buy something from IKEA. But then I have to measure things. Like eyes don't see what the measuring tape sees.
We'll talk more about that in a future episode. In New York, we don't have a lot of closets. So we've actually custom built a lot of our own furniture within the apartment to suit our needs. I have an ADHD station in the bathroom, which is basically a piece of wood turned into a shelf where my hairdryer fits into. It's got little curved holes. My hairdryer fits, my straighteners fit, my hairbrushes hang off the hooks. Everything I need is right there, so I don't have to run around plugging it in different places, falling over the wire, worrying whether I'm going to burn the house down. We did the kitchen vanity, but because we're both tall, we didn't build it to the standard size. We built it to the size that we want, so we don't have to bend over too far to wash our faces and things. And then we built like a kick plate under the bottom of it for extra storage. The shelves go around the piping, so we've got more shelf space and stuff. Brian is really good figuring out with me what would work for us in this apartment. If we see a little space and we're like, oh, we could use that, he'll build the furniture for us to put in the space. It's definitely helpful if you've got ADHD, because then you're like, oh, I can now design this in a way that suits my lifestyle and helps it rather than hinders it. Instead of digging in piles of clothing for my hair straightener, I always know where it is.
And when it's
So,
visibly around, oh,
yeah.
and oh,
Yeah.
that's where when I'm done.
What I will say as well is you can definitely tell that there's more thoughtful people working in technology and design and things now. My hair straightener turns itself off if you don't use it for 10 minutes,
Yeah.
which is, oh my God, for somebody to think about that after how many carpets got burned with girls trying to tongue their hair and straighten it and shit like that. So I know, oh, I never have to actually freak out about leaving my hair straightener on now. Turns itself off. And the kettle we have keeps itself at 100 degrees for 20 minutes because I'll put it on and forget that it's boiled, right? So then when I finally go back, my water's hot. There's a lot of technology out there, right? It's like death by 1,000 paper cuts, not cups. Could you imagine?
My coffee machine does something similar. You can set the interval before it switches off, and mine's set to maximum. And I'll have gone to make a coffee, but then I'll be in a meeting, and I'll have completely forgotten about it until I hear it switch off, and then I realize, yep, well, I've got to go back in, turn that back on. Then another meeting, and then, yep, I didn't make coffee. So it's great that it does it for 20 minutes, but you can still miss out.
Yeah, of course. But then it's still nearly hot by the time you remember. When we were buying our new coffee pot, we got this Breville thing. Brian donated to a Kickstarter that took too long. We needed a coffee pot. And the Breville one that we've got, it's the actual coffee pot itself. It doesn't need to sit on a hot plate. It keeps coffee hot for 4 hours, which is great. And we were reading the reviews and it got some pretty bad reviews. And we were like, this just seems a little weird. And when we got the coffee pot, we realized why people don't like cleaning coffee pots. When I make coffee, I take the thing out. I have to clean the plate. I have to make sure the stuff gets rinsed. If the spout gets stuck, which it does every now and then, you've got to just clear it out and things. But people were complaining because you actually have to clean the coffee pot. But wouldn't you do that anyway? It takes 3 minutes and I can do it. So it was just funny that we were like, all those people are complaining because they just didn't want to clean their coffee pot.
That's
But
absolutely
yeah,
friend. They moved into a new office a couple months ago. Actually, it might have been like a year ago in Oakland, and they used to have like a single pod thing, so there's no cleaning required. They should still clean it. I don't really know who did it. That's not my business. But when they moved to the next office, they all were like, "What kind of coffee pot do we want this time? Do we want like a Mr. Coffee where you have the big filter and you fill it in with actual grounds, or do you want a single pod one?" And the whole team was talking, and he was just like, "They're gonna pick the pod. That's what we had last time. They picked the coffee one with the filter." And he is just, I'm not making coffee ever again, because he one day and goes in twice or 4 times a month. The next person opened it and it was completely molded. He was like, I'm never doing that again. And he was like, I am so sorry. I'm just going to not drink coffee when I go into the office now because I'm just on my go mode. So no coffee for him. But he's so extreme when it comes to those things.
it's pretty amazing in an office how many people don't actually clean up after themselves. I wonder, haven't people been raised properly? Because, like, why would you leave all that stuff and why would you not wash that thing out? And why would you do that when you've got to consider other people? But then it's like, maybe their brains are just not
Mhm.
saying it's okay. And I've had to go get people and be like, hey, you left your cereal bowl and you wash it up. Please, thank you. But like, I think sometimes it's just that people are in that single focus mind and they're like, okay, next thing. Because in my home, there's cups everywhere. I
Yeah.
put a cup down, forget it exists, and get the next one.
I wonder if there's a correlation because in public spaces, I pick up after myself at home. I'll have coffee mugs everywhere. It's my space. In public spaces, you don't know I exist. I put one thing down, I pick it up, and I clean it. It's like I was never here, and I don't know what that's about because oppositely, like my partner will do something like that in public on accident, and he's whatever at home, not a thing.
I've never really thought about it in a public space, but someone else's house, I'll be ultra aware of what I'm doing. If I spill something or make a mark, I'm like mortified. Whereas the amount of times I've knocked over a cup of coffee and just gone, I'll clean it with something later. And it's touching on what, sorry, I can't remember if it was Claire or Lois who said it about someone just leaving like a bowl in the sink. And I think sometimes I've only really just started kind of becoming aware of what random things via more executive function than I have to give in that moment. When I was a kid, and obviously not now, I'm quite like aware of germs and things. I used to like sometimes go to the toilet and not wash my hands. I know that's disgusting, but in my head, it was more effort to wash soap on and then dry them than it was to just go, oh, I'll risk it. I hope that it seemed clean, so should be fine. And then I wouldn't, like, obviously, it was just like if I was going when I was somewhere, not necessarily then going to use my hands to eat or anything like that. But like, I think back on that and I'm like, what other people would be like, that's so lazy or that's disgusting. It literally was like, I can't bring myself to do those things, even though it's such a small, just at that time, I'd rather not.
Yeah. I get that. I have to wash my hands. I don't care where I am. If I don't, nothing about it. I don't know what topic we're going to go on to, but I wanted to talk about the dentist or things like that. I have so many cavities. I eat globs of candy and I didn't brush my teeth. I had to be watched to brush my teeth and floss. When I got older, my mom took me to the dentist and I guess I was old enough to register, oh, that's a price tag on the teeth that you just paid for because I didn't do the things that you told me to do. And it was very high. I had 6 cavities or something like that. And I don't know what switched, but I was like, I am brushing and flossing every single night, maybe twice a day or whatever. But I hadn't had cavities since. So I don't know if that was like a good thing or a bad thing, but my teeth are still, once you get a cavity, you get a cavity. So it's one of those things.
Yeah.
That was a pivotal moment for me. Now I hate the dentist, so I try to avoid the dentist by having great oral hygiene.
I love the dentist, and I feel like within the neurodivergent community, I think one of the only people that is, oh my God, I love going to the dentist. Love it.
I absolutely hate it. I used to be so like, dentist, I'm a kid, I'm strong, I'm brave. I don't care about the sounds and the noises. I get bubblegum flavored fluoride toothpaste. This is great. Candy after a fact or a toy. But as I got older, like the discomfort that it like brought me was like, I need to avoid this place because I don't like it anymore. And it's so weird, like looking back at how like brave I was or fearless I was. I'm becoming a wimp. I used to rock climb all the time. Now I'm terrified of rock climbing. That was 6 years ago.
Wow.
I don't find the same joy as I did. I don't know why I did it, but it was fun when it lasted. Now I'm absolutely terrified. I guess I have things to live for now. I did some things.
As you get older, you recognize how fragile the human condition is, right? Those fears can start to creep in. I was terrified of going to the dentist because I had bad experiences in the UK. My tooth broke and my friends were like, you absolutely cannot. You've got like half tooth missing. You can't just rock through life with that. You got to go to a dentist. I know fears. I have a dentist you'll love. We used to see Dr. D. Now it's Dr. D number 2. The original Dr. D moved and this Dr. D took over. They are the nicest people. You walk in there and you feel like you've just walked into a really chill, nice apartment. Everybody is just like pure joy. They all clearly get on well. It's pristine, it's clean, and they know that I have ADHD. So when I need to go and pick up my new retainers and things, and I forget. They keep calling me until they actually hear back from me, and I go in. I needed my teeth cleaned and I forgot to make an appointment. They hounded me and were like, "What's you doing?" I still get a sticker. They give you toothpaste, floss, and a new toothbrush every 6 months. The nicest place. Even my root canal was pleasurable. I didn't have any issue with it or after it. When people say, "Oh my God, root canals, worst thing ever," I'm like, honestly, one of the nicest experiences. They give you options. So if you've got anxiety, you can have gas. If you're really that anxious about being at the dentist, they can give you a mild sedative. Or you can wear a pair of like visual goggles and they'll play a movie for you or a TV show or something like that with in-ear audio so that you don't have to actually watch or pay attention to it as it's going on. Annie, when she cleans your teeth, is like the most gentle, nice person. And if she even sees you flinch a little bit, she'll be like, "Uh, just take a second. Are you okay?" Okay. It's lovely. If every dentist was like that, oral hygiene in people with higher needs is worse because it's a lot of hand over hand care. That's not always the priority for parents. Choose your battles and things, right? So by the time you're taking people for dentistry, we were literally having to give people clomazepam and different sedatives and things like real sedatives just so they could get through a dental appointment. And it was never that pleasant. And I used to look at my dentist versus where I was taking these adults with developmental disabilities, thinking if those dental staff were the same, they would love coming because it'd be a fun thing and they would know eventually it doesn't hurt as much as you think it does. It was just this cold, sterile room in a hospital where you've got 3 other people behind curtains having their dentistry done and they're not happy either. And I just think that dentists, especially because so many people have issues with the sensitivity within their mouth, right? Some people hate a brush in there. Some are sensitive to toothpaste. If dentists were trained to feel really nice people, I think more people would be okay going to the dentist, especially if there's that level of understanding about pain, sensitivity, and how different people might need different instruments to do the same job. They've got different instruments they can clean your teeth with. They don't all have to go right in with a scraper, right? Which is not the most pleasant part.
And I think that's what happened with me. Like when I were I go where my parents told me to go. And usually when you're a kid, you go to a kid dentistry place. They're a lot more gentle with you, a lot more kind. There's a lot more options. You want to hold this like fleshy toy, hold that fleshy toy. Do you want to watch a movie? Watch a movie. But I got older, like I would move around. So I wouldn't go to just one dentist. I didn't have that one solid trust this person. Oh, I'm not looking forward to seeing you, but when I do, it's a pleasant experience. And as the time went on, like I just people seem to care less and less. The amenities were less. I haven't been in a dental chair with a TV to watch a movie since I was like elementary school. I could go back to that. I would love that, but I'd still avoid it. Oh my gosh.
Dentists in the UK, from what I remember, were very much like the dentist out of Little Shop of Horrors. It was right in there.
Get to work.
Yeah. To a point, they still are, especially with NHS dentistry. You can have a cavity or something and go in, they'll go, "We're doing an extraction," where you get more care. Mine's great. I haven't seen him for a while. We had some bad experiences with dentists when younger. The turning point for me was in the army. One of my friends was the dentist. Well, I knew I was in good hands because you're not going to have somebody there that's going to cause a lot of harm. To the point where when he was learning new stuff and he's, "Oh, I've learned this new thing and I've done that. Do you mind if I try it out?" Yeah, go for it. That I think was a turning point. But going back to a just dentist, it brought back too many memories from when we were younger, to a point where I did end up going private. So my current dentist is a private, but it's far more expensive to get treatment. I'm in your camp, Claire. Where do all you can to avoid going.
What about you, Faye? Do you love dentists?
I can't say I've had bad experiences. I'm the only one in my family who doesn't have a single filling, cavity, anything. And although my personal hygiene with it is good, I don't enjoy the hygienist appointments, and I do try and put them off until I have a dental checkup, and they're like, "Oh, we do advise it." And I think more of it is often worse than it actually is, because when I get in there, like, I am uncomfortable, but it's not the end of the world. Like, it's going to be over soon. Like, just stay calm, like, deal with it. But what does annoy me is when they're like, "Oh, do you have those interdental brushes?" And I'm like, "No, I hate them." It makes me get goosebumps when I think about the fact that I may accidentally get one stuck, and I can't deal with it. So I've got a water flosser, which actually is quite good because the pressure, and I can feel it, and it's quite a nice sensation. What I do like about the dentist, which I think is quite unusual, but I love the latex gloves, and I love, like, the feel of them in my mouth. So
Right.
I find that I like the chip parts because I'm like, "Oh, can it's like just a nice, like, rubbery, and they smell nice," and I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that, but we're all different, so who cares?
I don't
Um,
mind the smell of rubber gloves. I like the sensation of chewing on rubbery
Chewing,
things,
yeah,
like when it's against your teeth.
yes.
Absolutely.